Hey everybody, Tony Mejia here for Playbook Experts, and I am in a sour mood because my max play on Monday night didn't even come close. The Lakers and Thunder nowhere near the 238 and a half points that the total had projected for them. I like the high side. Oklahoma City had been tremendous on the second night of back-to-backs in terms of scoring, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander struggled. Had come into the game with 8 of 9 games, scoring at least 31 points, which is basically his average. He barely got to 20, was productive, but not the usual SGA night. Jalen Williams, a contender for most improved and a fantastic young player in his second season at Santa Clara, also really struggled. And they wasted a night where Lugan Stewart picked up 5 3-pointers, hit his first 5. But OKC really struggled offensively. Lakers clamped down. They're not a very good defensive team. But on Monday night, they were fantastic. LeBron really put an emphasis on that end of the floor. Anthony Davis protected the paint, pushed around Chet Holmgren. Lakers got the win. I took a big fat L on my max play. But we are transparent here at playbooksports.com. So I definitely will not hide from losing that prediction and losing that pick. So we're going to get that back. Don't worry about it. It's going to be a big week. And the free play was on SGA going over his posted total, and obviously didn't get that. So we will try to knock out a free winner in this video at the end of it. Other instances of games that did not really live up to expectations featured the Milwaukee Bucks without Giannis Antetokounmpo defeating the Los Angeles Clippers despite trailing for most of the game. Fourth quarter was all Bucks. Damian Lillard scored over 40 points. Bobby Portis was fantastic down the stretch. Clippers really couldn't handle the Bucks zone, and James Harden and Kawhi Leonard both shrunk in the fourth quarter. Both took blame for it, and after a victory in Minnesota on Sunday, it was a wasted opportunity for them not to sweep back-to-back, especially with Giannis out. But the Clippers will be fine. Again, a learning experience for them as they continue to try to gel. Sacramento Kings blew a 20-plus point lead in the second half against the Chicago Bulls. Kobe White with another huge game against the Kings. He seems to like playing against them a ton. Had his career high in Sacramento earlier in his career, and again, almost scored 40 on Monday night in leading the Bulls to a rousing comeback win. De'Aaron Fox did come back from Sacramento, but that's a tough loss, especially given that they had a substantial lead. The Memphis Grizzlies dealt the Brooklyn Nets a huge setback. Nets had beaten the Atlanta Hawks twice last week. You really looked like a team that is going to make the playoffs as the number 10 seed, especially with Atlanta not having Trae Young and Brooklyn having swept them and now owning tiebreaker. But you can't lose to the Memphis Grizzlies without Jaren Jackson Jr. and all the guys that have been out for weeks, and Desmond Bane and obviously John Morant, Marcus Smart. But it did not matter. Memphis was able to control that game. Mikal Bridges struggled until late offensively, and the Grizz won behind Luke Kennard having a big game, and the likes of Santi Aldama holding things down in the paint. Ridiculous night in the NBA on Monday. And so the Jazz were a team that also participated in a victory over the Washington Wizards, survived a big night from Jordan Poole, who hit his first 5 3-pointers. But Utah made plays down the stretch, winning without Walker Kessler and surviving Keontae George, basically missing most of the game due to an illness. But Jordan Clarkson and Colin Sexton held it down. Utah staying on the trail of the Lakers and Warriors, making things interesting as they try to sneak into that play-in. But obviously the Lakers helped themselves immensely, move ahead of Golden State for 9th in the Western Conference. On Tuesday night, it's going to be a very busy card. You've got Atlanta playing the Knicks, and the big deal there is Jalen Brunson potentially coming back from that knee contusion suffered on Sunday in the win over Cleveland. Cavaliers were playing the Celtics in one of the games of the night, hosting Boston, but Boston has both Jaylen Brown and Kristaps Porzingis listed as questionable, and the Cavs will be without Donovan Mitchell. We'll see if Karis LeVert is able to make it back. He missed Sunday's game. Max Strus is out with a knee issue, and Isaac Okoro also questionable. So a lot of wings potentially down for Cleveland. If you're looking for fantasy, Okoro would be a nice add if he plays. He hit a couple three-pointers the other night against the Knicks. But obviously with LeVert questionable and Donovan Mitchell out and Strus out, he's in line for a lot of playing time. Sam Merrill, the three-point specialist, probably in for a lot of minutes as well. San Antonio is at Houston. Victor Wembanyama, questionable with a shoulder injury, can't make a move on that game unless you know if Wemby's going to play, since he has become so key to what the Spurs do. Philadelphia visits Brooklyn. Nets are going to be without Ben Simmons, but that might be addition by subtraction. So it doesn't look like they enjoy playing with him. There's two separate game plans. When he plays, they do a lot of dribble handoffs. When he doesn't, it's reliant on Bridges and Cam Johnson. Cam Thomas will, again, miss another game. Philadelphia will be without Anthony Melton, but they survived his absence and the campaign being out with an illness on Sunday and beating Dallas, looking to win another game on the road in Brooklyn. You've got Toronto hosting New Orleans. Raptors are living life without Scotty Barnes, who broke his hand, and Jakob Poeltl is out with now a pinky being broken on after leaving Sunday's game. He's got out. Bruce Brown also probably out. So the Nets in the midst of a youth movement. They're trying to make the playoffs, though, but I don't know if they're going to be able to without Scotty Barnes. They were able to win the other night, though, behind Gary Trent Jr. And Emmanuel Quickley. Their new look backcourt. And you've got the the Phoenix Suns visiting Denver. No Devin Booker. He's still out with that ankle sprain, suffered over the weekend against the Rockets. The Nuggets are completely healthy. Phoenix also out without Josh Okogie, one of their top perimeter defenders, and Yusuf Nurkic, fresh off that 30-rebound game, nursing a calf injury. He's listed as questionable. If he's not out there to contend against Nikola Jokic, I think Denver is going to roll over the Phoenix Suns. And then the Pacers and Mavericks will play again. Indiana won that first meeting over Dallas at home a few weeks back, and they'll look to get the job done again. Aaron Nesmith and Ben Shepherd, the rookie, probably going to play. Same thing with Luka Doncic, but he is nursing an ankle injury and is listed as questionable. So are Maxi Kleba and Derek Jones Jr. Hopefully everybody is good to go in that game. Could be a track meet. And our free play for Tuesday night, we like the Orlando Magic to handle business in Charlotte against the Hornets. Hornets list Nick Richards, the center, as questionable. Still obviously without LaMelo Ball and typical starting center Mark Williams. Seth Curry out, and so is Cody Martin, who is essential to what they do on the defensive end. Magic relatively healthy. Markelle Fultz listed as questionable. They have won 3 straight, covered 3 straight. I think they make it 4 in a row after handling business against Brooklyn, Utah, and Detroit. Favored by 8.5. I think they win by double digits. So that's our free play. We like the Orlando Magic to make it 4 in a row and 4 covers in a row in Charlotte. All right, guys, you're up to date on what's going on in the NBA. Again, a lot of crazy on Monday night. Very disappointing to see Oklahoma City and the Lakers not reach 240, but we will bounce back. For Playbook Experts, you can see all of my work at pb.buzz/TM, playbooksports.com. I'm Tony Mejia, signing off.